Hi, students and friends. This is your host and teacher Sayyid Ayazuddin Haider, and you're watching Learn and Teach by Sarayaz. So, I'll continue my video session for 5070 past papers, and this time I've selected paper 12 of May June 2021. I'm not going to read the instructions as you all are aware of these instructions. So, let's begin the paper. That's question number one. The formula of magnesium oxide can be investigated by using the fact that when magnesium is heated, it reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. Which apparatus is used for this investigation? Now, see, we have gas syringe, number two, balance, number three, crucible. So, when you're heating magnesium with oxygen, you will get magnesium oxide. Now they are saying which apparatus is used for this investigation. So there must be change in mass taking place when magnesium is reacted with oxygen because oxygen exists in the gas state. So you must be using balance for this purpose, and for heating purpose you need crucible. So 2 and 3 must be the right answer in this case. So D must be the final answer for number 1. Number 2, which property of a liquid ester can be used to check its purity before use as a food flavoring? Definitely, if you want to check the purity of any substance, you will go for the boiling point or melting point. This will confirm the purity of any pure substance. So A must be the right answer in this case. Other choices are incorrect. Color, smell, solubility in water. It will not help you in order to check its purity. Moving to next question, which is number 3. Which separation method would give pure samples of both substances from the mixture? A. In A, they are saying copper sulfate crystals in water, and the separation method is crystallization. So if you go for crystallization of this, you will only get the crystals of copper sulfate. You can't get water in this case, so A must be the wrong answer. B, ethanol and water. Ethanol and water are miscible liquids. B, these are miscible liquids, and for miscible liquids, we'll go for fractional distillation. Fractional distillation will separate these into two pure substances. So the method they are saying evaporation, so this is also incorrect. Number C, salt and sand. They said filtration. Salt and sand you need to dissolve and filter. So this is also incorrect. Only D is left. It must be the right answer. We have nitrogen and oxygen, and both of these gases are in the air. When you liquefy the air, you can get these gases through fractional distillation. So this must be the right statement or choice. Number 4, an aqueous solution of J is a colorless solution that contains cations and chloride ions. Separate samples of the solution give a white precipitate with a few drops of aqueous sodium hydroxide and with a few drops of aqueous ammonia. Which statement about J is correct? Remember the test of aqueous ammonia and aqueous sodium hydroxide is used to check the presence of cations. You can check the presence of cations, colored ions like Cu2 plus, Fe2 plus, Fe3 plus. White precipitate will be produced in case of aqueous sodium hydroxide for Zn2 plus, Al3 plus, as well as Ca2 plus. But for aqueous ammonia, it will only give white precipitate with Zn2 plus and Al3 plus, not Ca2 plus. So A, the cation in J must be Al3 plus. They are saying must be. So Al3 plus, if it will form white precipitate, it must be soluble in aqueous sodium hydroxide, but it's not insoluble in case of aqueous ammonia. So this looks incorrect to me. B, the cation in J must be Fe2 plus. This is incorrect. The reason is that it forms green precipitate, not white. See, when dilute nitric acid and aqueous barium nitrate are added to an aqueous solution of J, a white precipitate is formed. Now, this is a test for the presence of sulfate ion, not the presence of chloride ion. So this must be correct. Automatically, D must be the right answer because this is the only choice left. So I'm reading the statement. When dilute nitric acid and aqueous silver nitrate are added to an aqueous solution of J, a white precipitate is formed. This is the test for chloride ion, as it also gives white precipitate. So it's confirming the presence of Cl negative ion. So D must be the right answer in this case. Number 5, gas X has the following properties. Number 1, colorless. Number 2, no effect on either damp red or blue litmus paper. Number 3, no effect on lime water. Number 4, flammable. What is gas X? Now they are saying colorless gas. So B must be the incorrect answer because chlorine is not colorless gas. It's yellow-green gas. So no need to check other statements for this gas. What about the other gases? Ammonia. Ammonia turns damp red litmus paper to blue. But they are saying there is no effect. So this is also incorrect. It turns damp red litmus paper to blue. What about C, hydrogen? This looks correct to me because they are saying it's a flammable gas and it has no effect on lime water as well as on litmus paper. So C looks correct to me. And for your convenience, I am reading the last statement, D, oxygen. So C, oxygen is a colorless gas. It's actually light blue. When you obtain oxygen as in the liquid state, you will get light blue. But they are also saying it's a flammable gas. Oxygen helps in burning. It's not a flammable gas. So D can't be the right answer. Only C must be the right answer. Hydrogen is a flammable gas. And other statements are also, or properties are also correct for hydrogen gas. Moving to next MCQ. Which statement about states of matter is correct? When a liquid freezes, it becomes a solid and energy is released to the surrounding. This looks correct to me because whenever liquid freezes, it becomes a solid. This is correct. And energy is also released to the surrounding. For your convenience, I am reading the other statements. When a liquid reaches its boiling point, it becomes a gas. When a liquid reaches its boiling point, it becomes a gas. This process is called evaporation. Now, on boiling point, you have boiling takes place, not evaporation. Evaporation takes place below boiling point of any liquid. So this must be incorrect. See, when a solid changes directly to a gas, the process is called condensation. This is wrong. When you're changing solid to gas, the process is not condensation. It's known as sublimation. D, when a solid melts, the particles get further apart and have less energy. When a solid melts, they get further apart. This is correct, but this is wrong. They have more energy. That's why they are moving apart. So this is also incorrect. So A must be the right answer for number 6. Number 7, use the periodic table to answer this question. Which two particles have the same number of electrons? We have Ar and Ca. Now let's write the number of electrons for each. Okay, for A, we have AR, CA. Number of electrons for AR and CA. Where is AR? AR. It's in group 8. Here we have AR. 18 is a proton number, which means it has 18 electrons. What about CA? Calcium. It's in group 2. 20 is a proton number, which means it has 20 electrons. So I will write 20 here and 18 here. So this is incorrect because they don't have same number of electrons. B, Na plus and K plus. Both Na and K belongs to group 1. This is a proton number of Na. 19 is a proton number of K. You see the different number of uh, proton number, which means they have different number of electrons. And also the sign indicates that they have lost 1 electron. For Na, you will write 10 electrons. For K, you will write 18 electrons. So this is also incorrect. 7, Fe2 plus and Fe3 plus. Fe belongs to the same element that is Fe. And the chart shows that they have lost 2 and 3 electrons. So this is automatically incorrect. No need to look at the periodic table for these. So D must be the right answer. For your convenience, I am reading it for you. Ca2 plus, we have Ca and Sc. Ca and Sc. Ca, 20 electrons. 20 is a proton number. Sc, 21. So for Ca2 plus, it has lost 2 electrons. So, which means it has 18 electrons now. What about Sc3 plus? Proton number is 21, which means it has 21 electrons. After losing 3 electrons, it will become 18. So this must be the right answer for this MCQ. Number 8. The table shows data for particles W, X, Y, and Z. We have particle W, X, Y, and Z. The proton number, nucleon number, and number of electrons are shown. Which statements are correct? Number 1, W and X are isotopes of the same element. What are isotopes? Different. They are different atoms of the same element. Of same element. Same element means they have same proton number. Different nucleon number or number of neutrons. So I will write nucleon number here. So they must be having same number of electrons, protons, but different number of neutrons or nucleon number. W and X. Where is W and X? So this one looks correct to me because if you see, the both of them are having 6 electrons and 6 protons, but the nucleon number is different, which means they have different number of neutrons. What about 2? Y is in group 5 of the periodic table. Proton number is 7, number of electrons is 7. So electronic configuration for Y must be 2, 5. 5. 5 indicates that it must be in group 5 of the periodic table. So 2 is also correct here. 3. Z is a cation. You see the number of protons and electrons for this. Number of protons is 8, number of electrons is 10, which means it's an anion or negative ion. Anion or negative ion. So 1 and 2 is the right statement. So A must be the right answer in this case. Number 9. Which dot and cross diagram correctly shows a molecule of ethene? Now I'm drawing the molecule of ethene. This is the molecule of ethene. It must be having double bond between 2 carbon atoms. We have 2 hydrogen atoms attached to each carbon. A single dash line represents 2 electrons. For example, this single dash line represents 1 electron coming from carbon and 1 electron coming from hydrogen. So cross indicates that this must be the electrons of carbon, and dot here indicates must be of hydrogen. So if you draw the dot and cross diagram for this ethene, what you will get? So we have 2 carbon atoms, both are having 4 valence electrons, but here both will share 2 of their valence electrons with each other. So for the right hand side, 1, 2, 3, 4. For the left hand side, 1, 2, 3, 4. What about hydrogen? We have 4 hydrogen atoms. Each hydrogen atom, they are having 1 valence electron. So I'm going to show 1 valence electron for each hydrogen atom. So this must be the final dot and cross diagram for ethene. So if you'll match with these, so B must be the right answer in this case. What they did, they have used dot to show the electron for other carbon atom. Carbon's valence electron. So B must be the right answer in this case. Number 10. The names and formula of 3 nitrogen compounds are shown. We have ammonia, hydrazine, hydroxylamine. Which compound has the highest relative molecular mass, Mr, and in which compound is the percentage by mass of hydrogen the greatest? Highest Mr. So first of all, we need to calculate the Mr of these. We have ammonia, NH3, we need to calculate the Mr of N2H4 and NH4OH. They are not providing us with the Mr of NH3 among these. So need to calculate Mr of N2H4 and NH2OH. Mr N2H4. We have 2 nitrogen atoms, 2 multiplied by. So 14. We have to multiply 2 by 14. 2 multiplied by 14. What about hydrogen? There are 4 hydrogen atoms, 4 multiplied by 1. The proton number and nucleon number is same for hydrogen, so you need to look at the value below. So it must be 2 multiplied by 14 is 28, 28 plus 4. What you will get? You will get 32. What about Mr of NH2OH? We have 1 nitrogen atom, so we will multiply 1 by 14. What about hydrogen? We have 3 hydrogen atoms, so we will multiply 3 by 1. And we have 1 oxygen atom, so we will multiply 1 by is oxygen. 16 must be the AR of oxygen. So 1 multiplied by 16. What we will get? 1 multiplied by 14, 14. Plus 3 multiplied by 1, 3. Plus 16 multiplied by 1, 16. 16 plus 14 plus 3. 33. So either C is correct or D is correct. Both A and B is incorrect. What about the greatest percentage by mass of hydrogen? NH3. What is the Mr of NH3? We need Mr of NH3 now. Mr of NH3. For nitrogen, we have 1 nitrogen atom, so it must be 14 now. No need to multiply 14 by 1. plus 3 atoms of hydrogen, which means 3 must be the mass for hydrogen atoms. 14 plus 3 gives 17. 17 is the MR of ammonia. We need to find the percentage of hydrogen in this. So you will multiply 3 by 100 and divided by 17. So 300 by 17. 17.647. 17.647. Let's see the last one. N2H4. MR is given. We have 4 hydrogen atoms. So you will multiply 4 by 100 and divided by MR of N2H4, which is 32 in this case. So 400 by 32. 12.5. So obviously C must be the right answer in this case. Number 11. The relative formula masses of 4 compounds are given. A student has a 1 gram sample of each compound. Which sample contains the highest number of moles of oxygen atoms? So they are saying you have to calculate the highest number of moles of oxygen atoms. Relative formula mass is provided. What you will do, simply multiply the mass, which is 1 gram here, by the relative formula mass of each of this. So for Al2O3, 1 multiplied by 102. For CuO, 1 multiplied by 80. For H2SO4, 1 multiplied by 98. For HNO3, 1 multiplied by 63. This will give us the number of moles of Al2 of these compounds. Moles of compounds. Moles of compound. So mole of Al2O3 must be 1 divided by 102. 0.009. 0.009. What about CuO? 1 divided by 80. 0.0125. 0.0125. What about H2SO4? 1 divided by 98. 0.01. 0.010. HNO3, 1 divided by 63. 0.0158. 0.0158. Now the number of moles of oxygen. Al2O3 formula. The formula says that 1 mole contains 3. So 0.009 contains 0.009 contains should be multiplied by 3. 0.009 multiplied by 3. 0.027. 0.027 moles of oxygen atoms in this Al2O3. What about CuO? We have 1 mole of oxygen. So 1 multiplied by 0.0125 means 0.0125. What about in H2SO4? We have 4 moles in H2SO4. So 4 will be multiplied by 0.010 into 4 gives 0.04. Last one, 0.0158. 0.0158 will be multiplied by 3 moles which are present in HNO3. This gives 0.0474. I have multiplied this 0.0158 by 3 and got this value, which is 0.0474. This is clearly depicting that this must be the right answer for MCQ number 11. MCQ number 12. 10 centimeter cube of propane is burned in 70 centimeter cube of oxygen in a closed container. This is the reaction equation. C3H8G plus 5O2G gives 3CO2G plus 4H2OL. What is the total volume of gas present after the reaction? Assume all volumes of gases are measured at room temperature and pressure. So C3H8, it is propane. C3H8 is propane. I am writing it here. And O2 is oxygen. First of all, you need to know which one of the reactant is in excess. And then you will calculate the gas produced using the volume or moles of volume of gas which is present in the limiting amount. So first of all, we'll calculate the limiting and excess reactant. So C3H8 reacting with O2 according to the equation 1 mole reacting with 5 moles. But in the question they are saying it's a volume 10 centimeter cube reacting with 70 centimeter cube of oxygen. So let's assume these moles as centimeter cube. I'm not taking moles, I'm taking centimeter cube. So I will write 1 centimeter cube is reacted with 5 centimeter cube of O2. Therefore, 10 centimeter cube is reacted with X centimeter cube of O2. So X must be equal to 5 multiplied by 10, and this gives 5 multiplied by 10 is 50 centimeter cube. Compare this volume with the volume given in the question, 70 centimeter cube, which means oxygen is in excess. So I will write oxygen in excess and propane is limiting. Now I need to calculate the volume of CO2 produced. C3H8 for propane, CO2 for carbon dioxide. According to the reaction equation, 1 mole of propane gives 3 moles of CO2 or carbon dioxide. Again, I'm going to assume this as centimeter cube as volume is provided and they are asking the answer in volume. So I will write 1 centimeter cube gives 3 centimeter cube of CO2. Therefore, 10 centimeter cube gives X centimeter cube of CO2. So 3 will be multiplied by 10 and you'll get 30 centimeter cube of CO2. Now 30 centimeter cube is the volume of CO2 produced. So 30 plus, we need to find the volume of the excess gas which will be left when the reaction is complete. And it must be of oxygen. As I said, oxygen is in excess. And they have given the value which is 70 centimeter cube. And we have calculated 50 centimeter cube. So simply what you have to do, subtract 50 from 70. 70 minus 50 and you will get 20 centimeter cube of unreacted O2. So I will add 20 to this 30 and we will get 50 centimeter cube. So B must be the right answer in this case. So I'll continue from question number 30. When a mixture of sodium chloride and sodium hydrogen carbonate is heated, the reaction shown takes place. This is a reaction equation. 2NHCO3 solid gives Na2CO3 solid plus CO2 gas plus H2O gas. Sodium chloride is unchanged on heating. When 6 grams of the mixture is heated, the loss in mass is 1.5 gram. What is the percentage by mass of sodium hydrogen carbonate in the mixture? Now they are saying sodium chloride is unchanged on heating. But we don't know the mass of sodium chloride in the mixture. We even don't know the mass of sodium hydrogen carbonate, but they have mentioned the loss in mass is 1.5 gram. This loss in mass must be due to these two gases, carbon dioxide plus H2O gas. Now they mentioned, they also gave relative molecular mass MR of NaHCO, NaHCO3, Na2CO3, CO2 and H2O. So what I will do, I will add up the masses of this CO2 and H2O. So we have 44 plus 18. So 44 plus 18 gives 62 grams. What about the mass of NaHCO3? Now we have 2 moles of NaHCO3. So I need to multiply 2 by 84. So for NaHCO3, I'm writing it here. NaHCO3, 2 multiplied by 84. What you will get? 2 4s are 8, 2 8s are 16, 168 grams. So let's take these gases as gases. I'm making the relationship between gases and NaHCO3. So 62 gram is produced from 168 gram of NaHCO3. So 1.5 gram must be produced from X gram of NaHCO3. So this becomes X is equal to 168 multiplied by 1.5 divided by 62. So we will get 168 multiplied by 1.5 is equal to divided by 62. 4.064 grams. 4.064 grams. This will be the mass of NaHCO3 in the mixture. So what I will do now? 4.064 multiplied by 100 divided by 6 in order to get the percentage by mass of NaHCO3 in the mixture. So 4.064 multiplied by 100 divided by 6. 67.73. 67.733, which is equal to 68%. So C must be the right answer in this case. Number 14. Molten sodium chloride is electrolyzed. Which change occurs at the cathode? Now, when we have molten sodium chloride, we don't have any other ions. We have only Na plus and Cl negative. So at cathode, you will definitely having Na plus, and these ions get reduced at cathode. So B must be the right answer for MCQ number 14. All the other choices are incorrect. 15. Which positive ions are present in aqueous copper 2 sulfate? I'm writing down all the ions present in aqueous copper 2 sulfate. We have Cu plus 2, SO4 minus 2, and as it is in aqueous, it means the water is there. So we must be having H plus and OH negative ion. So they are saying positive ions. So it must be copper 2 ion and H positive ion, hydrogen ion. So B must be the right answer in this case. 16. Natural gas is used as a source of energy. What is the main compound in natural gas? Natural gas, the main compound is methane. So C is the right answer here. Then moving to next MCQ. Ethanol is produced by the fermentation of glucose from sugarcane. In some countries, ethanol is used as a fuel. Which statements are correct? Number one, sugar cane is a non-renewable or finite resource. This is incorrect. It's a renewable resource, not non-renewable. So one is incorrect. Number two, when sugar cane is growing, it removes carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. This is correct. It's a plant. So plant takes in carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So it in this way, it's removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So two is the only correct statement. So B must be the right answer for number 17. 18. Aqueous sodium thiosulfate reacts with hydrochloric acid. The rate of the reaction increases if the concentration of both reactants is increased. Nitrogen gas reacts with hydrogen gas. The rate of reaction increases if pressure in the reaction vessel is increased. Which row correctly explains why the given change increases the rate of the reaction? So in both the cases, you see, if you increase the concentration of the reactant, there will be a higher frequency of collisions between particles. And if you increase the pressure in case of gases, it will also increase the frequency of colliding particles. So A must be the right answer for number 18. Other choices are incorrect. For your convenience, I am reading the other choices. In B, they are saying higher frequency of collision particles. This statement is correct for aqueous sodium thiosulfate and hydrochloric acid. What about nitrogen, hydrogen? The activation energy is decreased. No, this is wrong because for this you need to add catalyst. We are not adding catalyst here. C, the activation energy is decreased. We are not decreasing activation energy. We have increased the concentration. This is incorrect. So if one statement is incorrect, then no need to read the other statement. So both of these are incorrect. Last one, the activation energy is decreased. Again, this is incorrect. So D is also incorrect. So A must be the correct answer in this case. 19. Magnesium reacts with dilute sulfuric acid, MgS plus H2SO4 aqueous gives MgSO4 aqueous plus H2 gas. Two experiments are carried out at 25 degrees centigrade. Experiment 1, 24 gram of powdered magnesium is reacted with 100 centimeter cube of 1 mole per dm cube sulfuric acid. Experiment 2, 24 gram of powdered magnesium is reacted with 50 centimeter cube of 2 mole per dm cube sulfuric acid. During each experiment, the volume of hydrogen produced is measured. The results are plotted on a graph. Which graph is correct? If you look at the experiments, both the experiments, they have used powdered. So there won't be any effect in terms of using magnesium, na? Because the mass and the state both are same. What about the concentration? The concentration of sulfuric acid is different. In experiment 2, you see it's 2 mole per dm cube, but in experiment 1, it's 1 mole per dm cube, which means there will be higher colliding particles in experiment 2. So experiment 2 must be having higher rate of reaction. So straight line is used for experiment 1, experiment 2, dotted lines. So the rate of reaction for experiment 2 must be faster. So for this one, A must be the right answer. It will take place at a higher rate, experiment 2, as compared to experiment 1. Number 20. Solution X is colorless. A few drops of aqueous potassium iodide solution are added to a sample of X. No change is seen. Remember, potassium iodide is a reducing agent. So there must be oxidizing agent before potassium iodide. So it's sure that it's not oxidizing agent from this statement. Solution Y is colorless. A few drops of aqueous acidified potassium magnate 7 solution are added to a sample of Y. The color of the potassium magnate 7 disappears. This proves that Y must be the reducing agent because potassium magnate is the oxidizing agent. So Y must be the reducing agent. So I will write it down. Y reducing agent. What can be deduced about X and Y from these two observations? A, X and Y are both reducing. No, this is wrong. X is not reducing agent. B, X is an oxidizing agent. No, this is also wrong. X is not an oxidizing agent. No need to read the other statement. So this is automatically also incorrect. C, X is not a reducing agent. This is correct. Y is an oxidizing agent. Y is a reducing agent, not oxidizing agent. Na? So this is also incorrect. X is not an oxidizing agent and Y is a reducing agent. This one is correct. So D must be the right answer for this MCQ. Moving to next question. Just 21. Brown nitrogen dioxide reacts to form colorless dinitrogen tetroxide in a reversible reaction. The forward reaction is exothermic, which means delta H for the forward must be negative. What about the backward reaction? It must be positive, which means it's an endothermic. Here's the reaction. 2NO2 gas brown gives N2O4 gas colorless. Which changes would make the equilibrium mixture darker in color? Darker in color means the equilibrium must be shifting to the reactant side. So we need to increase the temperature in this case. Because backward direction, that's the reactant side, it's endothermic. This side is endothermic. So it will favor high temperature. Forward is exothermic. It will favor low temperature. So either C is correct or D is correct. What about pressure? Look at the number of moles of gas on both sides. For reactants, 2 moles. And product, we have 1 mole. So if you increase the pressure, the equilibrium will shift to the side with the less number of moles. So we need to decrease the pressure. So C must be the right answer in this case. D is incorrect. The choice is also incorrect. 22. Which row shows the pH values of 4.1 mole per dm cube solutions of ammonia, hydrochloric acid, sodium chloride, and sodium hydroxide? Hydrochloric acid is an acid, ammonia and sodium hydroxide are both alkali, but ammonia is a weak alkali. It's weak alkali. Hydrochloric acid, strong acid. Sodium chloride, neutral, because it's a salt. But sodium hydroxide, it's a strong alkali. Strong acid means pH must be near to 0. Strong alkali means pH must be near to 14. Weak alkali means pH must be near to 7. Sodium chloride must be having 7 pH. So either C is correct or D is correct for number 22. What about, look at the pH values of this NH3, HCl, NaCl and NaOH. NH3, 11 is correct. HCl1, it's a strong acid, it's also correct. NaCl7 is correct. NaOH 13. So C looks correct to me. For your convenience, I am reading the last one. NH3 13. This is incorrect. So if one is incorrect, so no need to look at the other choices. So A, B, and D are incorrect statements, values of pH for these different solutions. Question number 23. 4 test tubes are set up as shown. We have AgNO3 aqueous, CuNO3 whole twice aqueous, PbNO3 whole twice aqueous, NaNO3 aqueous. They called it W, X, Y, and Z. What is the effect of adding dilute hydrochloric acid to each test tube? Now, hydrochloric acid must be forming precipitate with AgNO3 and PbNO3. Let me write the reaction for you. AgNO3 aqueous plus HCl aqueous. The product must be AgCl solid plus HNO3 aqueous. Why AgNO3 solid? Recall all chlorides are soluble. All chlorides are soluble except LMS, that is lead, mercury, silver. Chlorides of these are insoluble. So we have one of these is silver and the other must be PbNO3. It will also form precipitate. For other, CuNO3 whole twice gives soluble chloride as well as NaNO3. It will also give soluble chloride, NaCl. So in this case, W and Y will form precipitate. W and Y. So B must be the right answer for 23. Moving to next question. Aqueous ammonia reacts with a compound to form a salt, ammonium phosphate. What type of reaction will ammonia undergo to form ammonium phosphate? Ammonia is an alkali. So when it's reacting with ammonium phosphate and forming a salt, it does not undergo combustion. A is incorrect. So B looks correct to me. What about C, oxidation? It's not oxidation. And it's neither precipitation. So B must be the right answer for 24. It's a neutralization reaction because salt is produced. Sulfuric acid is manufactured in the contact process. Several substances are involved in this process, including vanadium 5 oxide and water. What roles are played by vanadium 5 oxide and water in the contact process? So vanadium 5 oxide, it's a catalyst. This is used as a catalyst. So either A is correct or B is correct. Both C and D is incorrect. What about water? No, water is also reacted. Water is also reacted with SO3. Sorry, water is also reacted with oleum to get sulfuric acid. It's reacted, remember, it's not acting as a solvent. So it's a reactant. So A must be the right answer for 25. Choice B is incorrect. 26. Some properties which indicate the differences in elements are listed. 1. Metallic character. 2. Number of electron shells in an atom. 3. Number of protons in an atom. 4. Total number of electrons in an atom. Which two properties increase across a period of the periodic table? Now let's see the metallic character. What about metallic character? See, you have metals on the left hand side. Remember, you have staircase line here. Here you are having staircase line. And on that side, you are having metals. That's below staircase line, we have only metals. On the right hand side, you have non-metals, simply. Now, what does the statement says? Now, they are saying metallic character. Is it increasing? So, we have metal to non-metal. We have metal to non-metals, which means metallic character is not increasing. You can say it's decreasing, but it's not increasing. So, one is incorrect. Now, if one is incorrect, automatically you can omit these two choices. A and B must be incorrect. What about statement number 2? Number of electron shells in an atom. Now you have within same period, you have same number of shells. Same number of shells in a period. Same period. You have same number of shells. Remember, for example, in period 1, you have only one shell. One shell containing electrons. Period 2, that's starting from lithium and ending on neon. We have two shells containing electrons. Remember, when I say shells, it means we are talking about shells containing electrons. So it's also not increasing. So 2 is incorrect. So D must be the right answer in this case. Number of protons in an atom? Yes, it is increasing. If you see, lithium 3, beryllium 4, boron 5, so on. So it is increasing. What about last one? Total number of electrons in an atom? Yes, definitely it's also increasing. The proton number is increasing, total number of electrons are also increasing. So D must be the right answer for MCQ number 26. 27. Germanium is in group 4 of the periodic table. It has a proton number of 32. Selenium is in group 6 of the periodic table. It has a proton number of 34. Here is germanium and here's selenium. You can see germanium 4, selenium in 6. Which prediction can be made based on the positions of germanium and selenium in the periodic table? A germanium atom has two more valence electrons than a selenium atom. Germanium is in group 4, which means it has 4 valence electron, and selenium having 6 valence electrons. So this is the incorrect statement. B. Germanium forms a Ge3 plus ion and selenium forms an Se3 minus ion. This is also incorrect because germanium is in 4. It will either form +4 or -4 ion, not +3. And same with the selenium. Selenium in group 6, they will form -2 ion with charge of -2. This is incorrect. C. Germanium has more metallic character than selenium. This statement is correct. Look at the position of germanium. Germanium is below staircase line and selenium is above staircase line. So germanium must be having more metallic character than selenium. This must be the right answer. For your convenience, I am reading the last statement. Germanium has similar properties to tellurium and selenium has similar properties to tin. Where is tellurium and tin? Tellurium is in group 6. You can't have same properties, both of these. What about tin? Tin, Sn, it is in group 4. You can't have same properties for selenium and tin here. So both of these are incorrect. So C must be the right answer in this case. 28. The proton number of cesium is 55. Compared with lithium, the melting point of cesium is 1 dash and the reaction of cesium with water is 2 dash vigorous. The number of valence electrons in cesium is 3 dash compared to lithium. Which rows correctly completes gaps 1, 2, and 3? Cesium and lithium. Where's cesium? Here's cesium. Here's cesium. Here's lithium. Both are in group 1, which means they both have same valence electron. That is 1. 1 will be the valence electron. 1 valence electrons. What about the melting point? Melting point. What is the trend in melting point? Melting point decreases down the group. That's the trend. So cesium must be having low melting point than lithium. What about reactivity? We are talking about the reaction with water. Reactivity increases down the group. So cesium must be more reactive than lithium. So melting point is lower. Either C is correct or D is correct. Both A and B is incorrect. Statement 2, reaction must be more vigorous. So C, D both, they are saying more. What about 3? The number of valence electrons, same. So D must be the right answer in this case. C is incorrect. Moving to next question. Nickel is a transition element. Which properties does it have? Number one, it can act as a catalyst. One is correct because a transition element, they act as a catalyst. Two, it conducts electricity when molten. This statement is also correct. Three, it forms colored compound. This is also correct because they're typical of transition elements. They form colored compounds. Number four, it has only one oxidation state in its compounds. This is incorrect because they have variable oxidation states. So A must be the right answer in this case. 30. Which metal reacts with steam and can be extracted from its ore by reduction with carbon? Now we have magnesium, calcium, copper, zinc. Magnesium, calcium, zinc. They all react with steam. So either A is correct, B or D. C is incorrect. Now they are saying extraction of the metal from its ore, and they are saying reduction with carbon. Both magnesium and calcium, they are highly reactive metals. It can't be extracted by using any reducing agent because the these metals will be obtained through electrolytic reduction. So this can't be the right answer. A and B, C, all these are incorrect. Only D must be the right answer. Zinc is the only metal that can be extracted with carbon. Number 31. Three correct statements about aluminium are listed. One, aluminium is the most common metal in the earth crust. Two, it's costly to extract aluminium from its ore, bauxite. The world's supply of bauxite is limited. Which statements explain why aluminium should be recycled? Definitely, 2 and 3. These two statements must be the right one for this MCQ. The reason is that its cost is high to extract aluminium from its ore, and it's also in limited amount. That's why we need to recycle it. So 2 and 3 must be the right statement for this 31. So B must be the right answer for MCQ number 31. MCQ number 32. Attaching pieces of magnesium to underground iron pipes can protect the iron from corrosion. Which reaction protects the iron from corrosion? So when we are saying protection of iron from corrosion, so it must not undergo any oxidation reaction. So both A and B is incorrect because both of these are showing oxidation reactions on iron. Instead, magnesium, we are having a magnesium. Magnesium will undergo oxidation, that is loss of electrons. So we have only D as the right statement in this case. In this reaction, it is undergoing oxidation. This is the only way that iron can be protected from corrosion. Iron is extracted from its ore, hematite, in a blast furnace. Which statement about the extraction process is correct? Air is blown into the blast furnace to react with carbon. This one is correct. For your convenience, I'm reading the other statements. At the bottom of blast furnace, a layer of molten iron floats on top of a layer of molten slag. It's incorrect because molten slag float on iron, not iron. What about C? Limestone is decomposed in the blast furnace to produce carbon monoxide. No, carbon dioxide is produced, not carbon monoxide. It's also incorrect. Silicon dioxide, and impurity in the ore, is a basic. It's a acidic oxide, not basic. MCQ number 34. Which statement about the preparation and properties of aluminium is correct? A. Aluminium is obtained by heating aluminium oxide with carbon. This is incorrect. You can't get aluminium by simply heating aluminium oxide with carbon because they're strongly bonded, both of these. So you need to go the electrolytic reduction method in this case. B. Aluminium is produced at the anode by electrolysis of aluminum oxide dissolved in molten cryolite. Aluminium is obtained at cathode, not anode. So this is also incorrect. C. Aluminium is unreactive as it forms an oxide coating. This statement is correct. Because unreactive, because of this, it's a protective oxide coating on it. For your convenience, I'm reading the last statement. Aluminium is used in overhead electricity cables as it is a good conductor of electricity and has a high density. No, this is wrong. It is light or low density. So this is also incorrect. A, B, and C incorrect. C must be the right answer. Moving to next question. 35. How many moles of hydrogen chloride are formed when 1 mole of methane reacts with a large excess of chlorine in sunlight? No, it's a substitution reaction. The methane reacts with chlorine, excess of chlorine. In each step, one hydrogen is replaced in each step, and the other product produces hydrogen chloride, HCl. So if you replace all the 4 hydrogens with chlorine, so definitely you will getting 4 moles of HCl, because in each step there is 1 mole of hydrogen chloride. So if you will add up these moles, so this become 4. So D must be the right answer in this case. 36. Vegetable oils can be made into margarine. Which row describes the changes which take place? No, it's an conversion of unsaturated bond into saturated bonds. And the process, hydrogen is added. Hydrogen is not removed. So either A is correct or C is correct. B and D is incorrect. And viscosity. Vegetable oil exists in the liquid state. Ghee is a margarine exists in the solid state. So viscosity must be increasing here. So A must be the right answer for 36. Moving to next question, 37. Which statements about alcohols are correct? Number 1, all alcohols contain the hydroxide ion. OH negative ion, this is wrong. They contain hydroxyl group, not hydroxyl ion. Hydroxyl group. It's a functional group. 2, ethanol can be formed from ethene using a reaction catalyzed by yeast. No, it's not catalyzed by yeast, catalyzed by acid or H positive ion. So this is also incorrect. Number 3, methanol can be oxidized to methanoic acid. Yes, this is correct. You can oxidize it to methanoic acid. 4, the alcohols X and Y shown are isomers. If you look at the position of OH, OH is the functional group here. Both are at different carbon. If you count the carbon, you have to start from the left-hand side for X. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's butane dash 2 dash all. What about Y? It's on the carbon 1 because OH is attached on the right-hand side. So we have to start counting from right-hand side. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you will write butane dash 1 dash all. So these are isomers because of the different positions of the functional group. So 3 and 4 is correct. So D must be the right answer for 37. 38. Which circled structure shows only the functional group of carboxylic acid? Now they are saying carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid have COOH. So B must be the right answer in this case. Let's see the other choices. In A, they have circled the whole molecule. So this is incorrect. In C, they have circled OH. OH is the functional group for alcohols. Incorrect. D, they have circled, this is ester. This functional group in esters. So D is also incorrect. So B must be the right answer for this question. 39. Which statement about polymers is correct? A, nylon and terylene are both polyesters. This is incorrect. Nylon is polyamide. Terylene is polyester. B, proteins and nylon have the same monomer units. This is wrong. Proteins made up of amino acids, while nylon is made up of dichloride and diamine. C, proteins have the same amide linkage as nylon. This is correct. This is correct. This must be the correct answer. For your convenience, I'm reading the last statement. Deuterium fats are ester, but with different linkage. This is wrong. Both have same linkage, that is ester linkage. So C must be the right answer for 39. Last question. Some information about compound X is given. X contains the elements carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen only. The product of the hydrolysis of X is the simple sugar glucose. What is X? A polyester? No, it's not a polyester. B, protein? No, because A on hydrolysis gives alcohol and carboxylic acid. Protein on hydrolysis gives amino acids. What about C? Nylon. It's also incorrect because on hydrolysis it gives dicarboxylic acid and diamine. Starch on hydrolysis gives glucose. So D must be the right answer in this case. Thanks for watching. Press like and share my videos. For more videos, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon.